There's this invisible language that powers the entire internet. It's a nonstop conversation happening in the background with every single click you make. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and decode its most common words, HTTP status codes.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, right? You click on a link, you're expecting something awesome, and bam, you hit this digital brick wall. But what is that wall? What is it actually trying to tell you?
Well, that 404 isn't just some random number a programmer came up with. Nope. It's a very specific coded message. It's one little part of that secret conversation happening between your browser and the website. And the cool part is, by the end of this, you're going to be fluent.
So here's how it works. Every time you type in a URL or click on something, your browser basically shouts out a request to a server somewhere. And in a split second, that server sends back a little 3-digit status code. It's the web's super efficient way of saying, "Yep, got it," or "Hang on a sec," or "Houston, we have a problem."
Okay, so let's start decoding these numbers. Now, it might seem like there are hundreds of codes to learn, but they're actually organized into 5 neat little families, and understanding them is way easier than you think.
Seriously, this is the secret. You don't need to memorize a bunch of different codes. All you have to focus on is the very first digit. That one number, a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, gives you the headline. It tells you the entire story of what just happened.
And here they are, the 5 classes. The 100s are just informational, kind of like the server saying, "Roger that, I'm working on it." You'll almost never see them. So we're going to focus on the big 4 that you actually run into every day: success, redirection, client error, and server error.
All right, let's kick things off with the good stuff, success and redirection. These are the codes you want to see. In fact, they happen so fast and so smoothly, you usually don't even know they're there.
So, any code you see that starts with a 2 means everything worked perfectly. Your browser asked for a web page, the server understood, and it delivered the goods without a single problem. It's pretty much a digital high five.
And the king of all success codes is the 200 OK. This is the unsung hero of the entire internet. I mean it. Every single time a web page loads correctly, this is the code that's working its magic behind the scenes. Its whole job is to be successful and stay invisible.
But it's not just the 200. There are others too. A 201 created might pop up when you successfully upload a new profile picture. Or a 204 no content could happen when you delete an email. The action worked, but there's nothing new to show you. It's all good news.
Okay, next up, the 300 level codes. Think of these as the web's super helpful front desk. Your browser asks for something at an old address, and instead of just saying nope, the server points you in the right direction and says, "Oh, that's not here anymore, but I know exactly where you can find it." The most important one in this family is the 301 move permanently. This is a huge deal for anyone who runs a website. When they move a page, a 301 tells search engines like Google, "Hey, this move is forever, so make sure you update your records." It's absolutely crucial.
Then you've got your temporary moves, things like a 302 found or a 307 temporary redirect. These are for short-term changes, maybe when a site is doing a little maintenance. It's the server's way of saying, "Hey, we'll be back at the old address soon, so don't update your address book just yet."
All right, now for the stuff we're all a little too familiar with, when things go wrong. These are the error codes, and while they can be frustrating, they're actually super useful because they tell us exactly who or what is to blame. And the difference couldn't be simpler. A 400-level error is the server pointing its finger right back at you saying, you made a mistake. Maybe you typed the URL wrong. But a 500-level error, that's the server sheepishly raising its hand and saying, "Whoops, my bad, this one is completely on me." And that brings us to the most famous error of them all, the big one, the 404 not found. What this really means is the server saying, "Look, I understood your request perfectly. I know what you're asking for, but I've looked everywhere, and that page, it just doesn't exist." And there are plenty of other your fault errors. A 401 unauthorized just means you need to log in. A 403 forbidden is even more frustrating. That means you are logged in, but you still don't have permission to see that page. And my personal favorite, 429 too many requests, is the website basically telling you to calm down and stop hitting the refresh button so fast.
Now, on the other side of the coin, you've got the 500 internal server error. This is the ultimate "it's not you, it's me" of the internet. Something has gone haywire with the website's own code. The server knows it's broken. It just doesn't know exactly why.
Other server errors can give you more clues. A 503 service unavailable usually means the site is just getting slammed with too much traffic or it's down for maintenance.
The key thing is, there is nothing you can do about it, but wait. It's a crystal clear sign the problem is not on your end.
So, after all of that, why does this language matter? Why should we care? Because this invisible conversation isn't just for techies. It is the fundamental system that allows the web to function for all of us.
The best way to think about it is like this. Every click we make is a question. We're asking for something. And that little 3-digit number is the answer. It's this simple, elegant language that allows billions of computers to talk to each other flawlessly every second of every day.
So if you only take one thing away from all this, let it be this simple breakdown. 200s mean, yes, here you go. 300s mean, go look over there. 400s mean, you made a mistake. And 500s mean, I made a mistake. That's it. That's your ultimate cheat sheet to understanding the web.
From now on, you're a decoder. That frustrating 404 page isn't a mystery anymore. It's just a piece of information. You know what it means, and you know it's a broken link, not a broken website. You finally understand the conversation.
And really, HTTP is just one of these hidden systems. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secret codes and invisible languages are working all around us, every single day, just waiting to be explained?